It's important to recognize that the God mentioned in the Bible, the God of Moses, Abraham, and Jesus, is not a God like Zeus. It's not a God that can throw lightning bolts down from up in the sky and stuff. It's actually the cause and effect of words in your life, in our life. In psychology, there's a occurrence that happens. The mind of a child, when he goes out into the backyard to play by himself, a lot of times he will make up an imaginary friend and talk with him and different things, play with him, and somehow it gives him some confidence and keeps him from feeling alone. Politics, in the form of religion, takes advantage of this. And as we can see in history, gods like Zeus and such have done so. But the God of the Bible is actually words, and the benefit that words can be to us. It allows us to share our thoughts with one another, not only in this generation, but throughout the generations. The Bible. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. The Bible is the thoughts of some of the most perceptive people that have lived. It was written to benefit mankind, not so much the person individually, but it's like mankind's memory, and it is the most beneficial collection of thoughts that have occurred throughout the generations. The main theme found when you study the whole Bible and try to get to the bottom line of the whole Bible so far, the main theme is compensating for your previous environment. Man has is moving from one environment to another. When he moved from the trees to the land, his new environment was much different than his older environment. The stories of Moses tell of how you have to compensate for the atmosphere of the trees, and that mankind, even before written words, discovered that this was the case. Yet they did not have the word evolution yet. And many times in the Old Testament, the concept of actually sharing equally these ideas with everyone was not grasped and utilized. Few understood it, and few were taught from those that did understand it. It was not mass utilized until Jesus came around. But the story of Moses compensates for the atmosphere of the trees. Jesus focuses on sharing what was in the Bible. And it seems the emphasis from the stories in the New Testament focus on the utilization of the bed by everyone. The bed was around before Jesus, but it actually was like a caste system where it was not shared. It's kind of like the limeys when they go out in the ocean. When the sailors go out in the ocean, it took them a while to figure out they had to take limes to prevent scurvy. The idea of having to take something from your previous environment into your new environment, or you would suffer if you did not compensate for the movement. What is occurring now in our generation is the efforts being put forth to live in space. And it appears that we're now focusing on the need to move in the Earth's magnetic field. This was observed in the past, but not understood as well as we're beginning to understand it now. They knew the bird egg had to be turned. They knew the infant would die if it was overlaid, if it laid too long. And the rocking chairs and cradles are evidence that they noticed that the older people also had to be kept moving somewhat. So the overall theme that really stands out after studying the whole Bible is the idea of compensating for your previous environment. The idea of Darwin first noticing evolution is not accurate. He may have first kind of come up with the term evolution, but actually it's been utilized in our lives and can be noticed from a study and is recorded in the stories of the Bible when you interpret them properly. They are there for the benefit of man and compensating for the atmosphere and the height and the movement that the trees once offered life forms is something very beneficial for mankind. He suffers if he does not do that. And it is there in the stories. Thank you.